It's time to start a fresh save. I have played this before, but not very far. And it's recently had an update that I have not yet played, which I'm gonna go give a try. So, as you can see, this save is completely blank, nothing happened. I have no achievements whatsoever. Apparently there's a lot. When I played this before, it did not have this achievements viewer, just at the default. And I just flipped through my old save. I had very little unlocked, so apparently there's loads more to do. So we're gonna get to doing that. No ship best, no stats. Let's create some stats, shall we? With the superliminal, because that is, I think, the only thing we have access to right now. Of the massive amounts of playable ships, which also, most of them have a B, and like loads of them also have a C variant, which we're gonna get to unlocking. I have only ever done, I think, the normal victory, so I have no idea what the other victory types are. I am kind of eager to find out, but it will be a long road before we get there. So we're gonna start with the MV Kestrel Cruiser. This modified Kestrel has been through a lot. It has been outfitted with a multiverse drive and is one of the first ships to achieve dimensional travel. Yes, normally we start out with a simple Kestrel. This one is just a little bit weirder, with different species on it, which we don't have in vanilla. These two are new. This is an NG with some special abilities, which it can phase through doors with, and this one which generates oxygen. But burns a lot because it's a plant. Very nice. Other than that, we have an augment of Advanced Navigator, which lets us just jump to any beacon that we've already been to. Which, to be fair, I did not use, like, at all. And I don't think it sells for anything, so it's kind of a weird slot, wasted slot, in my opinion. We're gonna play this playthrough on normal, because that's just how I usually play it. Hard is a bit too much for me. I just want to experience most of the content that's in here. We also start with a simple human, which is just an all-around good person. There's nothing special other than just improving us slightly faster with skills. Being apparently a bit more resilient and determining, and his determination is better in environmental things like, I guess, oxygen and fire. We have a burst laser, which is a very basic one, but it gets the job done. Excuse me. The Pierce is more interesting though, because it actually shoots 2 shots and then also pierces shield 1. So if there's any ship with shield 1, we can just shoot this first, and then afterwards the burst laser. We hit this on the shield. So I wonder if it's in the correct directory. Sorry, still sorting out some channel things here. It's been a while since this has worked. It's magic. Let's see, what does it say here? Wonder if it's showing it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Don't know if anyone can get to the stream through the browser, because I can't see the stream popping up. So if I am looking for myself, then it's good. If I click on the category, then it gets there. Ah, there we go. We seem to be on it now. Oh, I guess this is just old or something. Alright, let's get going here. So, we're gonna start a new run. Take a look at the distant swirls of space and the stars fly past. This is the beginning of a next chapter in your saga. What will await you next? And we get some stuff to start up with. Normal challenge. Gonna download this. It will help us guide. We're gonna remind ourselves. So I posed this to the original game. This is set in multiverses. As a captain, we are now a central part of the largest known conflict that is not just in one galaxy, but the multiverse itself. After the conclusion of the original Federation Civil War in Universe Zero, that's the original game, your home reality, the Galactic Federation defeated Admiral Vance and the Rebellion, securing control over the galaxy. And the Federation struggled with various other conflicts, most notably a Cold War between the dangerous Coalition Alliance endorsed by the Slug Kleptocracy, Mantis Hive, Rock Theocracy, and the Urgent Republic. This conflict finally escalated into the invasion of Aquarian territory, resulting in heavy losses. After the Coalition's attack temporarily destabilized the Federation once again, Vance ran a covert operation from the rebel stronghold to attempt to salvage the heavily protected ancient ruins that the Coalition had been seeking as well. So, in the original game, they were part of the Federation, of course. It's a lot more names to take in here, but it's mainly the Coalition that is attacking the Federation as part of this. Though the full details are known, it is believed that among these ruins, Vance's team salvaged the first multiverse drive, which he would reverse engineer and install on the remaining rebel fleet. After a Federation raid on the rebel stronghold, Vance and his men fled to Universe 1 and allied with the rebellion of that reality to overthrow the Federation. Universe 1 now acts as the center of the interdimensional rebellion's operations, while Universe 0 leads the counterattack. So, we, I suppose, come from Universe 0 and fighting with the rebels that have fled Universe 1. Fruitless as though it might be, both sides are now locked into a seemingly unending conflict, invading realities to secure the strength and survival of their own faction. Make no mistake, though the rebellion continues to perpetuate their title of a brave uprising, the rebellion is well beyond a simple insurrection. Though until sparse, it would appear Universe 1 has been transformed into a desolate industrial dystopia, fueling the eternal gears of war that seek nothing less than the total annihilation of the Federation and all non-human species. The whereabouts of Universe Zero vans are currently unknown, though sightings of suspicious movements of the privately trained MFK Ace Corps, undyingly loyal to Vance Prime, have been seen all around the multiverse. The MFK Aces will likely prove to be your greatest threat, along with the powerful redesigned flagship model dispatched to this reality to destroy the Federation base and secure a rebel victory. And we're well informed. Well, that's one achievement out of the way. Plenty more to go. This is where you get involved. As a renegade hired by the Federation, your goal is simple: destroy the flagship, and it is highly unlikely the rebellion will be willing to dedicate any further efforts to capturing this reality. It is far more practical for them to divert the remaining rebel forces to a different reality. If you fail, it is certain the Federation of this reality will fall, and this will become just another piece in the rebels' arsenal of enslaved realities. So yeah, we're gonna fight reality by reality every save we start, or every run we start, I suppose. Before our mission begins, we have some time to prepare stuff. And we can't do challenges yet, because we first have to do a proper run. So we're gonna start in the Federation Multiverse drop point. Friendly sector to us, not many rebels around. You're about to arrive to the nearest Federation Warp Bay. These hangar-like structures act as beacons of sorts for traveling between universes. Let's hope you're given a nice warm welcome and not greeted by a fleet of angry rebels or pirates, right? Here we get to gear up our ship a little bit. You slowly exit hyperspeed, transitioning to a speed safe for landing, and steer closer to the hangar below. There your ship is stocked and prepped to head into the foreign galaxy. What would we like here? We already have a good weapon set up for the first sector or two. We don't really need any missiles, which I think this mainly refers to. A crew member would be nice. Could put him on the shields, which we don't have anyone there right now. Though I do remember, I think there's a lot of crew member getting events. Oh, the weapon is usually quite trash. So we're gonna start with the next crew member, which I think is always a human, which will be Johnson. Finally suited up and ready to go, you take a look at your beacon map. Looks like you still have a while until the fleet becomes an immediate threat, so you can spare some time to do something on the ship if you wish. Oh yes, this menu. What shall we do? Let's do the salvage mission, and we got nothing. I think this is the same menu, kind of. Mission report. Here we can check some stuff that we came across. We have special crew, boss data, we fight any mini bosses along the way. Renegade data, those are the renegade cruisers. Yeah, I think from the rebellion. This also kind of mini bosses. Transport data. Oh, okay. Ships upgrades, and we have nothing. And we can install something. It's always good to get, like, usually a scrap gatherer. For this especially, because we don't have any drones. Don't really have to repair. Magnetic arm is also good, but I'm not entirely sure the difference between scrap gatherer and magnetic arm, apart from the magnetic arm also giving you an option on empty beacons or salvaging some a very little amount of scrap. And then you have all these other upgrades. Emancipation grills, which I'm gonna have to look at later because I do not remember everything. It's very useful. This one especially is very good. This just makes defense drones obsolete, which is quite powerful. So power up our weapons, we can power down that. Pierce is more important to us because it will do more damage to the ship. And yeah, I think we're ready to go. So I think here at the supply beacons we just get some cheap stuff. Merchant is the big merchanty guy that you can apparently fight, which I've never done because he seems kind of overpowered, if you ask me. So we have 3 turns, we can do something here. 4, 5, 6. Let's just go over here first and we can make a little bit of rounds here. Let's go to the stress beacon. And I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit. Hope it's not too quiet now. Let me know if it is. Aha! I knew someone fell in a dastardly trap. And this is a very basic ship that will not even be able to pierce us, so. Do some last checkups. No, we don't need to do any emergency checkups. Just gonna kill this. A little bit less loud. There we go. So first we're gonna hit him with the pierce weapon on the shield. Actually, he does have a drone, which is now gonna hit us. Miss. And they are willing to offer us not terrible rewards, because missiles are expensive, but that's not a lot of scrap. We don't have a use for missiles or drones at the moment. Gonna just... oh, they're gonna die now, so... this is a very easy ship to kill. And we got some fuel and more scrap. That's exactly what we wanted. We can make it to the supply depot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't. The merchant will give a free weapon on the first. Sector, as I believe. A Federation renegade. If we turn their location to the rebels, we'll be rich. Uh-oh, he said that on comms. Let's kill him. I don't think they would want a reason. So we're just gonna try notoriety increased. Yes, this system. So they wanted to rat us out. And no, we're not really down for that, but we get punished for that either way. RIP Union Investigator. That's what you get. You are gonna try and rat us out. It's not very nice to rat out people that are here to save your galaxy. And here's a beacon to help us. We can do something like performing a task, which we can run a salvage mission, but we've already done that. So we do nothing. In that case, if we had a magnetic arm, it would be very beneficial. But we could install a scrap gatherer, which is very good. Yeah, I'm just gonna install a scrap gatherer for now. As far as I know. Oh. I can't look at it now. Okay. Door control. Yes. An onboard lab. Yeah, so we can upgrade our crew that way. Okay. Oh, and we should put this guy on the sheets. This guy we can let phase through doors instead, in case some crystals hit us or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be good. Got a decent route planned out. It's gonna cost a bit more fuel. Attack the pirates. Filthy pirates. Ooh, they could do some damage. Okay, they did a little bit of damage. But no, they're fucked because we have the pierce laser and it's very good. Jukebox. Oh, nice. Can play the music we want. And we got the rest of the pirates and their depot. Let's head toward the merchant. Blip on the communicator shows an incoming transmission from a Zoltan ship out of your field of view. When you pick up, you're greeted by an unwelcome sound. By the unwelcome sounds of a raving madman screeching about cowering beneath the prophet eye. He demands a prayer and offering or else suffer his wrath. 20 scrap is a lot right now. I'm just gonna refuse and we're gonna suffer his wrath. Then let the curse befall you. The Zoltan ship jumps away and we are immediately followed by a rebel ship jumping in. We'll see. Something happens afterwards, but I doubt it. Oh, they're gonna have borders here. Where are they going? Over there. To the NG that is very shit at fighting. And that is not good. I'm just gonna let the NG repair that really quick because he's really good at it. There we go. Okay, we're gonna have him fix himself. This is not a sufficient reward, so we're gonna refuse their surrender. Just before the rebel ship explodes, an escape pod ejects from it. Unfortunately, it doesn't get far before you collect it and bring it aboard. You open it and drag out a rebel officer inside. They beg that you let them live. Accept them onto our ship, and that was a backfire. Now our pilot is gone. Rebel puts out on a facade of gratitude, which is shattered quickly when it pulls out the laser and blasts one of your crew. He shouts, "Rebellion forever!" And we send our pilot off into space. Well, fortunate, our free crew member that we started with is now dead. That's very unfortunate. See if the merchant can help us get back on our feet with a free weapon. Recycler module. Ooh. Stranger, good to see you. Have some scrap on the house, now it's out of the way, get trade. Look, this guy is very scary and I think you have to beat him within... not within 1 minute, but then his massive ass shield. Regenerate. Don't know, you could probably unlock something from this, but it's like... 7 shield. It's not something you do on the first sector. Do we sell some missiles maybe? Yeah. Right now we don't need the missiles. Okay. Recycler module. A recycler module similar to that used in the recycled tech weapons can be used to convert fuel, scrap. Yes, we can just use anything to turn it into missiles. I don't think I want to use that. Rather sell it. Ions. This guy just sends ions. There's a strong ion being capable of taking out enemy shields very effectively. However, it can only be shot once. Of course, no power. That's quite strong, actually. 6 iron damage, which just like disables 3 shield bars. That is very strong. This is an iron with hull damage and a stunner. It's a lot of power requirements. This one is not that excessive, but I think these preemptive ones are pretty strong. Right now we can get through 4 shield layers, kind of. If we get lucky, but this will guarantee the shield going down for 3 layers. I think we take that. It's very strong. And after that we want to get this 2 shield barriers, so we need 70 plus enough for the power bars, which we're gonna buy 1, so we have more evasion. There we go. 1, 2, 3 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, should be good. Just go back 1 jump, even though we can jump anywhere we went before due to our augment. And we can't really do anything here because it's an empty beacon. You have arrived at a Federation supply depot. The remains of the supply depot. From the rubble descends a rebel vessel, but they don't seem to be interested in fighting. But we do want to fight. They have... what is that weapon? Don't know what that weapon is. Okay, that beam is just a point beam to disable the shields. Could also just disable the weapons with it, I think. Not sure. Okay, it will always disable the shields. Okay. And that is now out of action as well. Kind of afraid of what that thing is, so I'm not gonna let it shoot. This looks massive on our ship though. Okay. This is good. Yeah, this is a good reward. Multi-purpose defense drone that we can swap for anti-missile and anti-drone. Okay. It's very slow. It's good selling value. Take it. And we're gonna head up to the beacon. To our exit beacon. What is this? You come across a mining operation around this beacon. Hail, Captain. We've been dispatched to harvest the ores from these asteroids. Ah, and they want our missiles. Well, we just sold them all. Check the storage. We can't do anything. It's just an empty beacon to us. You've reached the end of the first step of your journey, however, it appears you aren't alone. The rebel fleet must have sent one of their fighters after you. Ah, yes, an elite fighter at the end of every sector. The rebel captain says nothing, but imitates a pair of guns with his fingers and draws a line across his throat. When did the rebels get so childish? It's a good question. I suppose nobody knows. Now we're just gonna beat up on them a little bit. Gonna shoot both on the weapons. What is that? Human soldier. Okay, that is a little bit scary. Point 7 from combat. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that guy. He's attacking our plant. I'll need them. And we're gonna shoot that. Okay, he went back. Gonna just heal up these because I mean we can't do much anymore. Pretty much dead in the water right now. Just heal up a little bit and then use our plant and our energy to quickly repair this breach. And we got an electrified flak gun. Okay. No idea what that actually is. Also, that this plant is OP. I think there's a captain variant of it, which just you can turn off your O2 system using that guy. It's quite good. Ah, there's a distress store over there. Well, we're not gonna go over there. I don't really feel comfortable doing that yet. Let's equalize the O2 levels, I suppose. And we got this weapon, an iron flak. Fires 3 projectiles that are electrified flak, not flak, sorry. They're supercharged and do 1 additional ion damage. 3 power for 3 shots. Don't know what their accuracy is, but it's not a big radius as far as I know. Those do 2 ion damage per... Why does it say 1 ion damage? Oh, it fires flak things, and they do ion damage. Okay, I see. I see. Next sector it is. We're gonna go to the liberated sector. Why not? And we're between space and time. You've entered hyperspeed. Old Earth scientists would be proud to know the research wasn't in vain. Learn about the Atlas. The Atlas is used to guide ships through hyperspeed to ensure they do not jump into hazardous conditions. To do this, sectors must enter the coordinates of their start beacon into the Atlas so that ships may be directed to it. Your Atlas is currently pulling from the Federation database, but may be updated with new coordinates you find on your travels. Learn about this. Friendly, hostile. Okay. Yes, we can think about that later. Separatist controlled sector. The rebel threat is medium to low here. It's by NG separatists. And they aren't huge fan of the Federation after they were refused to support against the oppressive Harmony trying to stifle them. However, they usually like to keep to themselves and hopefully won't be much of an issue to us. This is no regular NG sector. Liberated by the Separatists, the NG Harmony no longer holds control over the sector. Ever since the Federation publicly refused to aid the Separatist efforts, the two factions have remained lukewarm. That's the same Separatist we have. And we unlock some music. Like many other sectors, at the entry beacon there are no ships in sight. Separatists like to enjoy individual lives and feel no need to protect their sector from intruders. Okay, we can already run a salvage mission, which is gonna get us 16 scrap here. It's very good. We can already upgrade our shields, which I won't do yet because we don't have the power for it. Possible ship detected. Oh right, this augment. Ah yes, also reveals details, so it's actually very useful. My bad earlier. Let's go here, we can explore the most beacons this way. The Separatist ship orbits the beacon, but before you can contact them, they jump away and an NG ship approaches. Federation assisting enemies of Harmony Dilemma. Federation ship must be eliminated. Oh. That. It's a ship repair drone. Okay, curious. We're gonna just shoot that. Fuck, did they just deploy? He missed. gonna shoot that. Boop. Beep. And then that drone is gonna repair everything, so... Wonder how well that actually works. Oh, now it no longer works. Just kind of disappeared. It's not good. They have a lot of energy though, so... Boom. And they're dead. And we got a defender drone out of it. Which... we can sell for 27. It is also better at this. Better than this, but it's for different purposes. It's very slow projectile speed. Okay. Well, we have some drone options already. If we were to find a drone control. A squadron of NG ships have set up a camp on a small nearby moon. They seem peaceful and only their defense drones are online. For protection. Can I hail them? Request for contact received. Timing is fortunate. We have an offer for you. Current objectives: hunt down separatist and convert back to Harmony. Location for dangerous separatist ship is known. Danger too high to engage. We ask you to capture the ship yourselves. Okay. We have a quest here, and it's all the way at the end. That is slightly annoying, but we're gonna go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're just gonna go through here. We're gonna ignore that distress beacon. An engine ship hails you. Need to search for traders. I'm not sure we want our separatist NG contacting them. But that is also a ridiculous amount of supplies that we do have, but then we would be out of fuel. And yeah, that was kind of expected. They are sending a border drone, ion border, I think. What is that? Normal boarding drone? Okay. Just gonna send them all over. What is that? Can I not see what drone it is? Iron intruder. Yeah, so it's an iron drone. Let's get out of there. Okay, so we're gonna have that guy fix him. Oh. It's gonna take forever. Or they can't fix it rather because there's an iron intruder right there. Okay, boom. Big boom. We got him. And return to your posts, men. And we're gonna get a second shield upgrade. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Go to the distress. There's also different types of stores. Remember now. Find a small ship struggling to maneuver through this field. Through the asteroid belt. Help, our shields are down. We have a defense drone. Okay, we're gonna use that. And we get damage to our hull. Oh. Guess we suck at leaving ourselves. But I think this is a worthwhile trade because we get a weapon and ooh, that's kind of bad. No O2 and fire. Fire should die very soon though. It spreads quite fast. Okay, there we go. We're gonna open all the doors. I'll let the L Nub Nub help. And which store do we want to go to? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a pirate store, I think. This is an NG store, so if we're like, do we want to get drones? Not sure, I don't think we want drones, so we're just gonna go pirates for now. Small platform. Looks like a fueling station recently taken over by fire, sincerely broadcasting reasonable prices. Oh, goody. That's very good. We're gonna take that deal. Conservative iron. Okay, no power required. About the same charge time as the rest of our weapons anyway. Oh my god, 90 crew damage. That is quite devastating. 1 power, 10, yep, that's pretty good. Normal mantis, crew teleporter, and a clone bay. So, what is this? Particle accelerator. Shoots streamlines bolts which do heavy system damage, just no crew or hull. Cannot lower shields. Right, that's actually really good. For disabling a ship. So... Which we can already do right now, so I think we're just gonna sell it. Although it does only require 1 power. This takes down 3 shields at once. We can take even more down with this, with the flak gun. I think we're gonna sell it. I don't really want these drones. They're not the greatest, so we're just gonna sell it too. And we might just upgrade our ship, because there's not that great of offers over here. That is expensive to upgrade. Apparently you have 2 piloting already. I would like to get a tier 2 med bay, because that will help us with some events. And some doors. And an extra engine. And use the rest to buy some fuel, because we're gonna run out of fuel very likely. Another store. Okay, I should have checked that first. Well, we're gonna have to go through this one. Check out the vendor. Those are... Fuel is usually a lot cheaper. Okay, this was a better buy. And that price is still astronomically high. And I think we already ran a salvage mission this one. Yeah. Particle missile. Ooh, that's quite good. 6 system damage. Oh, 3 power. Recycler bomb. Not require ammunition. That's also quite good, but again, we can't buy it. Clone bay and crew teleporter, because this is Mantis one. Yeah, I don't think I would have done much differently. Maybe bought this one. Very good. But right now, I don't think we really need any crew. So we're gonna go fight this quest thing and try capture it. Does it take long for the separatist to notice you? If you've come to kill me, then prepare for a battle, Federation. You remember the NG's orders to capture the ship without destroying it. Now you'll have to kill the crew to do so. Really? Is that the intention? Oops. I don't remember them saying that. They have a hacking module, some bio beam which can kill our crew, and one thing. I don't know if they can do anything with that because it's toxicating anybody in there. I think we're just gonna send this guy over there to see where their crew's at. They have... oh, one dude. They have a med bay as well. Okay. Okay. So first, I'm just gonna shoot at that and at that. Okay, it's on fire. It's very good. You might actually die from all of this. Just gonna shoot at it once again. Okay, he died. Okay, that was just one injury. That really helped. I'm actually surprised. I thought there was more. Gonna be more, I suppose, but there was only one guy, so it's actually quite easy to kill him by just isolating him in the med bay. Having successfully killed the crew of the separatist ship, you're left with two options. The NG have not yet arrived, but you can either scrap the ship or wait for the NG to arrive and pay you. What will we do? I'm gonna wait. I begin to think that the NG will never arrive, and the fleet will catch up when you finally see the silver hulls arrive. They thank you for your service and pay you heavily in both repairs and a drone. So our ship is fully repaired, and we get a drone. Okay, I think scrapping it might have been a better option. Okay, well. Next time, I'm gonna scrap it. Two ships, both NG, are fighting at this beacon. One belongs to the Harmony and the other one to the Separatists. Harmony tells you that they've been trying to convince the Separatists to come back to the Harmony and once again embrace sameness. The Separatists refuse, wanting to live their lives in peace. So I think we're gonna side with the Separatists here, because we have Separatists, so the crew kind of feels that way. And our notoriety with the Harmony increased. And they have... what is that? Defense drone? It's gonna shoot down missiles and asteroids, so it's not gonna shoot down the things that are gonna hit him, which is lasers. Beam, and then we're gonna make sure they can't do much. And they're dead. Ooh, unfortunate death. We wish the Harmony would leave this sector. Still, I thank you, Federation. Perhaps if I take refuge on your ship, I will be safe from their scouts. So we get another Separatist guy. That's awesome. So I wanted a new crew member, and I like the repair boy. Very good. Let's get a new power bar for more evasion. A link. Oh, the Harmony link. I guess we can go there. It appears you've discovered a Harmony link. These massive planet-sized structures are made up of trillions of nanobots and transmit a strong signal to all the NG in the sector. However, it appears this one is no longer functional, likely sabotaged by the Separatists when they took control of the sector. Oh. Okay. Suzerain ship is waiting near the beacon, likely hunting the NG Federation. We recommend staying away unless you want to become the next prey. They have pheromones and a very scary boy that they're going to send to this. I remember this. And I think they're also going to send a border looking at this. I wonder if we should try and take this fight. I think they will wreck us. But it's worth a shot because we can just get through their shields. I think we should try it. Yeah. So, they're gonna send 3 borders, I suppose. I need to move this person to the doors, like, immediately. And their weapons is just a simple beam. And they have a combat drone. Okay, so that's the suzerain, right? Yeah. So this guy can do 2 times combat damage, which is... Oh, but increases environmental damage. Takes less damage, is very fast, and does 2 times combat damage with thing. But I think we are gonna, yeah, we're gonna kill him from environmental damage because I think he already activated that thing. And now we're gonna make sure we disable that. And also their ability to evade our shots. And we're gonna shoot that and that. He did teleport back, that's all fine. I'm just gonna make sure he stays there and he does not come back. Or not. And we're just gonna miss a bunch of shots. Okay, at least he's gonna stay there now. Okay, now we're gonna have to coordinate our shots. First I want the burst to shoot and then the pierce. I don't know. Get back. Oh, this is a normal mantis. Okay. I'm gonna just draw him out there. And we got something from the cargo. Reachable. Nice. Do you also have an active ability? No, he's just very fast. I'm just gonna flood this as well. Or he might already be dead. He doesn't know where he's going. He's going into more death. And now we rejoice. We've beaten the suzerain ship. And we head for the exit. We've arrived at the long-range beacon when the FTL Multiverse... Well, yeah, we're gonna explore, because we have nothing to do, apparently. There's no scary boss here. And a slug cruiser and a rock ship at a standoff, both with weapons armed and ready to fight. You could intervene before this gets out of hand. I'm just gonna talk to them. Yes, they upgraded the Rockman ship's reactor, and now the thick boulder heads are refusing to pay. Did a poor job and it is not worth their agreed upon price. Yeah. Who do we fight? I think we side with the owl. Well, the reactor upgrade was shit. We learned that today. Not a very great reactor upgrade from the sluggy man. Next sector, Duskbringer space or unexplored clouds. I think we're gonna go for the clouds. Don't really like the sound of Duskbringer space. I'm gonna go to the Nebula sector. The sector remains uncolonized and largely unmapped. There is no saying what you might find here, and the Atlas provides a little more info. gases that make up the nebula in the sector threaten to impair your systems. But you have to press on. And we got the unexplored music. Nice. You glance nervously at the sector map. Though the rebels will struggle to track you here, it seems the location of the exit beacon was never specified. You have to do some exploring until you're adjacent to it, for the computer to recognize it. Ah. Okay, we have no idea where the exit beacon is. Nice. And we're just going to do a salvage mission. So it's very likely to be over here at the end, obviously. But yeah, we're going to just go into nebulas, which makes it slower for them to reach us. This beacon appears to be empty, but you're detecting a very weak, looping, encrypted signal from in the nebula. I'm going to try and find the source. Oh, and that was a waste of time, apparently. So Zoltan's shop, which we're gonna check out momentarily. Just gonna bounce around a bit more. Ooh, a pirate outrider from the Florals. Try to read the idea of the ship ahead in the fog, but it's too thick to penetrate. You have your answer when the ship turns. Weapons hot. Oh god, not a kernel weapon. That thing's scary to me. With a burst? Ooh. Kernel weapons are very strong. All things on the guns. Okay, we stopped the kernel thing from firing. Good. Well, they're not really looking at their FTL. But they are running away, or trying to at least, which I fuel. It's a good deal. I feel it's very good. Fire store or Zoltan store? Do we have anything to sell? Yes, we do. Yeah, I don't think we'll be using this. Trade does two system damage and make a breach. That's quite good, actually. We go to the pipe store for now. We have a white band automated message from black market nearby. Welcome to our humble trade depot. Or welcome, but try and find any business, if any business, and our 152 automated turret satellites will tear a ship to shreds. Yeah, sure. Try and rob the market. I am not sure that I would want to do that. Let's just go shop. Oh, phantoms. Mysterious gas beings are not really the undead, though they possess strange characteristics like the supernatural. Immune to suffocation fires, less health. They damage systems twice as fast, and they phase through doors, but they're slower. Okay. Ooh. Cloaking. Very expensive. Because it's OP. Ah, yes, the random augments. Gonna sell the breach bomb, I think. We're gonna sell the iron drone for sure. Not entirely sure whether I want the breach bomb or the iron flak. This can do 3 damage, but also requires 3 power. This requires missiles. I think the iron flak will be better, so we're gonna sell that, and we have nowhere near enough for the cloaking module. Wonder if we should try our luck with an augment. Don't think so. I think we're gonna try and save up for this thing here. Oh, that is expensive. 120 for 3 shields. Should maybe do that. Distress beacon here is emitting from a small ship requesting aid in finding someone better spawned. The ship turns out to be a Federation science vessel. They were transporting a Federation auto drone through this sector, but the AI went faulty and the ship got lost in the nebula. They ask that you track him down. Ah, sure. Turns out the ship isn't far away from your current location, but the auto ship is under attack by a rebel engineer looking to steal the tech for themselves. Ooh. Okay. Gonna beat up a rebel tech. Where's his weapons? I should see one over there. It's an iron thing, and he has a drone booster. What? Crew drones, okay, but they have an ion drone. Exciting. Just gonna shoot that. And then not the drone, because I don't really care enough about the drone. I think we just shot a Pierce, or is that thing doing that? No, it's not. Okay. Okay, there's a breach or two in there, I think. Boom. Aye, engineer. Good thing they didn't destroy it. And we got fuel conserver augment. Ooh. So we're gonna get 2 fuel every sector jump. That is very helpful. We're just gonna loop around to the Zoltan store probably. Slug approaches, but when it sees your Federation ship, he thinks better to sneak. Of the sneak attack, it fires everything he has. Oh, Slug, you don't like us. He is cloaking, and there's a face on the ship. Nice. Breach sealant on this enemy ship will automatically be repaired. And they get hazard resistance too. Okay. They have a long cloak. I suppose it's a level 2 cloak. Time to beat the crap out of their level 2 cloak. Okay, that's not good. And it shouldn't have as long of a cycle. Yeah, there we go. Need to hit that, and then... Good. They do have breach sealant, so it's getting repaired already. And they might have cloaking up again. Suppose not. And now they do. But I did that before we shot our stuff. Can hold off that. That was a long cloak again. Level 3 cloak, maybe? Hard to say. Oh dear gods, I did not expect this. I applaud you for the surprise. Now let's go. No. Rip. And we scrap it for more valuable things to us. And we get level 3 shields. Okay. And I probably should not have done that upgrade just before the Zoltan store, but... Anything that we can sell over there? Not really, so we're not going to go to it. Your ship receives a hail, but you aren't sure from where. You accept, and a painfully loud static floods the speaker, insulting your bloodline and calling you a filthy, lung-born breather. Ghost ship approaches, weapons ready. Oh, ghost ship. What is that? It's old Artemis, I think. We're gonna just murder his weapons. And he got double breached. What's the breach chance? Ah, 30. That's why. Boom boom. Rip the ghost ship. There's the exit beacon. We're pretty close, but we're gonna go around like this because we have a lot of jumps to go. I think. Probably we're gonna just go through the Sultan store. If they have anything interesting that we might be able to jump back to. Okay, we just got pinned down by them. I don't want that. They just wanted to take our people. Where are they? Over here. So what are these? Zoltan? Normal Zoltan? And a normal Zoltan. Okay, so not very scary people. And we're gonna get a flak gun on our face. That is a little bit scary. Okay, we were able to deter it because level 3 shields. We're gonna do 15 crew damage, so get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And time to heal up. Okay, that was spicy, but I think there's also combat sultans. Luckily they didn't have any, because we're not very combat ready. And no, you just try to pin our crew. You will die for this. Try to trade with you. Did not want that trade. You just wanted one of our crew members. You will not get one of our crew members, you will die for it. What is this? Lost Sun mine layer. A husk of an empty trapper vessel drifts into the nebula. Around it lays a few mines, but it's hard to tell whether they are still active. Okay. Wonder if this thing is gonna wake. Oh. Okay. Well. It's still there. Holy hell. Fourth shield barrier is expensive. Want to upgrade it 2 more times this one, I think. Worrying that the rebels have penetrated so deep in uncharted space, even if it's only an unmanned craft that arms its weapons, you should do the same. Depressurized, eh? Okay, that's a lot of weapons. because it has no shield. So we're just gonna disable its weapons the moment we can. Okay. Is that the beam? I wonder how high of an upgrade this is, but it's spending a lot of power on its weapons. It's high upgrade, apparently. Need to hit it. There. Oh, good. Okay. That's good, it's taking a lot of evasion. Okay. That is no longer repairing. It only has one weapon up. We can leave that up. It will dispense a section of its cargo. No. We want you to die. It's more scrap and some fuel. Missiles might have been worth more, but... A dusk store. 1, 2, 3. Where's the numbers? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, I guess. So we're gonna go to the store, see what they have. If they have anything interesting, it seems this store beacon is broadcasting from within a nebula. You press on for further inside the clouds. As Zoltan supremacists, the Duskbringers aren't keen on trading with anyone outside their species. Usually they don't get along with Ministry citizens either. But the ship here seems alright with dealing with any Zoltan, just not other races. I think we're gonna attack them. Duskbringers are your enemies. It doesn't matter whether they're open to other Zoltans or not. Well, we don't have any Zoltans, so we can trade with them. They're still fascists. And xenophobes. It's not enough in your book to warrant their death. And that's enough to warrant their death. That's true. Okay, they're sending a lot of creepy men over. Duskbringer devotee. There's a short-range personal teleporter that allows them to teleport anywhere on the current ship. Okay. How many of them are there? Only one? Not that scary. They explode? It's something. Where's the fire? I have no idea where the fire is. That is a slight problem. That is a bit scary, actually. Don't care if they send another person over. We can deal with that. Wherever that other person might be. Or they did not send anyone over? And where the hell is that fire? Okay, it's over there. It's sucked out the oxygen. It's killing itself already. Good, good, good. Actually, we don't have any more oxygen, that's why. Oh, they're teleporting on their own ship, that's why. That was the sound. I thought they teleported someone over. And apparently we killed the last of their crew. So, that makes that easier. Get some O2 in there from our floral friend. One, two, three. Yeah, I'm just gonna go over here. Still don't want to mess around with the M in the thing there. Hail, good traveler, I'm Demodius the Explorer, privy to all knowledge that one might need on these dark nebulous clouds. All except for one vital fact from me whom eludes me. I've heard the legend of a so-called acid nebula, yet I've never seen one myself. I must find it. Can you describe one? Well, they're a green hue and have the nature of a nebula, that's really it. Offer him your detailed map data. Demodius takes a look at the data you've given him. Inconclusive. Still, this proves you are a purveyor of fine knowledge and a keen explorer with an eye for discovery. If I join you, our combined intellect should be unrivaled. Okay, Demodius, thanks. What are you? You're a wraith. Demodius the wraith. Irons the current system by 2 bars and stuns all crew in the room but themselves for 7 seconds. All triggers when below 80 health. That's a good border, but really not that exciting. The crew member, apart from him being able to phase through doors, which is quite strong. Let's go to the next beacon. See if there's anything waiting for us there. Explore. Scans are turning up something large on the nearby lava planet. Looks like it's a massive Dynasty Class F dreadnought, completely trashed, of course. It will probably never fly again, but that hasn't stopped a horde of vagabonds from taking residence. Shall we try the diplomatic approach? Try to scrap some of the outer regions of the ship. Or hail the ghost. Oh, ghosts. I want to hail the ghost. The crackling static through the stereo eventually shifts into discernible words. This place of ours we call home is not for the Federation taking. We will trade if you have missiles. I'm gonna scrap the wreck. You're a person of terrible motivations and I shall kill you swiftly. An elite ghost ship flies out of the wreck to meet you. Uh-oh, oh my god, what is that weaponry? Oh shoot. And I have a teleporter, so they're gonna send someone over. Where the hell are they? In the medbay, and they're very fast at doing stuff against the medbay. But we're gonna kill them here, because they have the... Their mare opens a breach in the current room, only triggers when below 80 health. They're both mares, I think, so that's gonna be a bit fooky. Okay, we disabled pretty much all of their systems. Except for the flak, which is fine. Okay, they made a breach, which is fine. We're gonna just fix that, fix the other thing real quick. Then murderize their ship for more rewards. Because we're a terrible person. Also, they're scavengers, so who cares really? We're using an old Federation ship design. Even more scrap. Hell yeah! I like the scrap. Okay. Oh, we could have gotten one more. I guess this doesn't account for the full jumps. We could have done one more jump, but oh well. Union domain. Do something aboard the ship. We give some fuel. And the Galactic Union is widely mocked for its name in this Union-controlled sector. Don't be fooled, it's far from galactic, though. Those leaders would like you to make you think it is. The Union is an alliance of many various previously independent corporate states. While primarily populated by humans, the Union has become the sanctuary for many alien refugees during recent times. Okay, let's just exit hyperspeed. You've arrived in a civilian sector. The Federation's promises to keep these sectors safe has fallen through. Now the civilians have turned to establishing their own militia. Shouldn't see too much trouble here. Good. And we get some galactic music. The militia are tasked with protecting the sector and have instated a guard to prevent unlawful entry to the sector. Luckily, you don't fall into this category. Yeah, we'll just contact the guard. Do you want to give us supplies? Oh yeah, because we have a human. Thanks. Thanks, guard. Guard man. So, do we want to install some onboard stuff? An ion feels quite good. 50% reduction in that. Electrical insulation. No stuns. And just a performance upgrade like this, I think. Reaching good extinguishers. Very powerful. Hard light bypass. Teleportation including bombs and mind control ignore enemy shields. Ah. Okay. Defense scrambler, very strong. Though we don't really have much that defense drones can block at the moment. Respirators. Off damage from oxygen, okay. Med bay. Medbot dispersal. Pretty good. Safety blankets. Okay. Door control. Emancipation grills. Weapons. Explosive replicator. Okay, right now I don't really want to upgrade anything. I still want to do this, which is expensive as all hell. 145 to get that iron flak running. 190, sorry. And also the power bars, which is going to be another 80. So 270 to upgrade to that iron thing, which probably worth it. Go and look at these distress beacons. You've encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks as if it was fleeing the rebel advance and ran out of fuel. Its distress beacon is active, but you're not sure anyone is aboard and its communication seems to be down. Get aboard. And we find one crewman locked in the freezer. Okay. And we have a good repairman boy. Let's put him in the sensor room. Okay. Get a free extra crew member. How many crew members can we take? Still 2. Okay. Just gonna jump to the next distress. Find the source of the distress call. On research station, it appears small laboratory fire got out of hand. Let's send a fireproof crew in. And we fix it. And we get an EMP field. Enemy reactor cripple, but it's quite heavy on their own. 3 power use and 1 fuel. Doesn't work on the flagship, which is what I would want to use it for, but I suppose that's a bit too OP. Oh good heavens, that's a Federation renegade. If we turn their location into the rebels, we'll be rich. Wait, what did it say on the open comms? The nearby civilian ship mutes themselves, then immediately activates their engines. Try to reason with them. Okay. We're gonna kill this son of a truck. It does not really have many threatening things, I don't think. So we're gonna do this. It does shoot over a crew, apparently. too concerned with that. Gonna have him go here. He stopped beating on the door, which is very nice actually. Close that again. We're just gonna go out. Gonna beam that guy back. Okay, here he is. Stop beating on my doors. Okay, I guess we'll close them all. Then open them. Go beat them up. Wait, they stunned us. That's unfair. You dare stun us. Oh. Feel bad about destroying the Union ship, but they kind of asked for it. They wanted to die. Oh, he periodically stuns us. Very nice. Can I heal up? Awesome. It is gonna heal up. Okay. I'm just gonna take the long route around. The yellow ship at this beacon startles you. As you realize it's a clairvoyant, you assume it must be lost, being so far away from a nebula. It's a clairvoyant, looks like a merchant kind of ship. Who are the clairvoyants? Yeah. Synonymous with the ideology of Sethnian, native name for the slugs. Traditionalism. Protectors of the slug empire until the discovery of the Galactic Union and its ideals began to influence the average slug lifestyle, birthing the ideology of Sethnian reformism. With the fall of the empire and the rise of the kleptocracy, clairvoyants were disbanded for some time, until King Sloknog, a staunch supporter of traditionalist ways, brought back the party as part of his campaign. Though Sloknog was exiled from Slug lands after the conclusion of the Slug expansion wars, the clairvoyants remain as dangerously armed and trained elite protectors of Slug territory. Okay, so they're very scary boys. They probably hate us, so if we offer our help they're gonna fight us anyway, but I kind of want to know what happens. Ugh, Federation, yes, we are lost, no need to rub it in. We were chasing some filthy fed criminals and wandered too far, much too far. Can you spare some fuel? Well, if I gave them fuel they would have probably attacked me. Should have just attacked them. And this is a very good deal. Yeah, we don't use the things anyway. You find a hive mantis and a pirate ship battling each other. They both seem to recognize a threat in you. Either way, a battle is inevitable. Which do you engage head on? I think we're more against the pirates rather than the mantis, so that's a fancy ship. You engage the pirate, firing all you have towards him. The show of aggression works, and the mantis hurry away for an easier fight. Yeah. Oh, they are also gonna put some shit on our ship. They have a few Zoltans, also some mantis, and this scary thing. I think that's an evil weed. No, I don't do that. There we go. A vampweed, yes. Not an evil weed, a vampweed. Very evil vampire. No, not the vampire thing. Vampweed, you say. And normal mantis, normal Zoltan, and a normal Zoltan, and also this, a Phantom. Ooh, scary. They're gonna send the Phantom, the Vampweed. We hope they will land in there. No, they won't. Of course they won't. And that guy can just phase through, of course. But they are going towards the... Oh, I should do something. Make that obsolete. That's gonna hit the cockpit. That's gonna hit O2, which we're gonna fix. Run. You're going over there, you're gonna join him over there. You're also gonna go over there and then over there. I broke that. And they have no weapons anymore, so now we're gonna just kill that. Who's eating from the other side? No idea. A mantis. How did a mantis get on our ship? They want to surrender, which we're not gonna allow. Oh, need to run. And our human and one of these in. And this iron thing needs to not anymore. There we go. This guy can go back. There we go. Open up, go back to your post. Okay. Do a controlled burst on that. There we go. And they're dead. And this guy just keep ironing stuff. Doesn't help. Johnson, come here. You've been hit. Marcus McLeod. Okay, that was a spicy battle. But we came out on top with only a little bit of damage. And now we're gonna turn on the iron flak. There we go. Which I think I'll prioritize as #1 weapon. Yeah, we're not gonna go through the asteroid field, we're just gonna go around it. The AI of a nearby small rebel auto ship immediately identifies you as a threat and engages. Nope, sorry, wrong button. Alright. Not too scary, I can't breach anything. Good. We're gonna do that and then put our iron flak also there. I think this is where we can hit the most with it. Boom. And shoot. Okay. I'm not sure how impressed I am with iron flak, but it's probably better against ships with better shields. It will now attempt to evacuate. Well, good luck with that. That is quite good, although we do already have a large number of fuel. But I suppose we don't have to buy any more. And I was kind of doubtful that we were able to get a weapon of some kind from that guy. A slaver. Asked to inspect the slaves. Oh, I think these are the dead slaves. Yes, well about that we can't show you because they're all sleeping. This is shady, yeah. Very shady. They're all dead. Can't have dead slavers. It's not something we are okay with. And they're gonna send a crystal dude. I don't like that. Open that. Just kill yourself a little bit at a time. Kill him, sorry. Oh, he's technically kind of killing himself. Well. Oh my god, how upgraded is that? Okay, we don't need an upgrade. Okay, there we go. You also help fix that there. Also, I forgot to use that. Boom. Okay. Very good. Yeah, it's trying to escape. We surrender. Take one of our slaves. Yeah, one of the dead slaves. I don't think so. Oh, and they're pretty dead right now. Let's close the doors. Open. Hoover up. 42 scrap. That's pretty nice. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's just within the 4 range, but these are nebulas, so we can go around. Still have not seen a shop in a while. Beacon appears to be empty. We're gonna try and find the source, and we failed. 1, 2, 3. I think we're good. Barely. Find a number of ships fleeing from a small space station. A squadron of militia vessels have been deployed around the area. One ship hails you civilian. This system is restricted. We must request that you leave immediately. There are no civilian ship. What is the issue? Federation military vessel? My bad then. The station has been affected by some kind of weird giant alien spiders. Think you clear the station of the infestation without causing too much damage? No. We can try just blowing it up. Alright, they're gonna send over a crap ton of spiders, which is very scary. And they have drones. Nice. Just gonna... I don't really have any scary weapons, just that. And I want to kill the O2. Oh, we could do this. Okay, we'll get paid. Because we kind of were not in a position to kill that. We're gonna do too much damage anyway. We need some kind of boarding party. Or some kind of system damaging, so we could just turn off there too, and they repeatedly... We do have iron, but not enough iron for that. Okay, let's go to the distress. Distress beacon here is emitting from a small ship requesting aid in finding someone. Ship turns out to be a Federation science vessel. They were transporting a Federation autodrone through. Yes, it's this. Engineer lift ship. Lift ship. Beam weapon. I don't know what this is. Hull laser. That looks scary. Iron thing. Okay. Let's put that there. Boom. And we're gonna shoot that. And there. Boom. Gonna die on the next shot. We have quite a good weapons arsenal right here. Boom. And we got Ah, yes. We can't stack them, so we got some more of that. Even though I would like to sell this because we're not using it. And we're gonna go to the exit here. The long-range beacon is almost hidden within a nebula. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. We're gonna explore. A heavily damaged Federation ship is hiding in the nebula at this beacon. Before you have time to make contact, they fade into the nebula. I'm gonna find them. Oh, they died. It's unfortunate. Do we want to do any upgrades to our ship? Probably do an O2 and a sensor upgrade. Just for events. Gathering Garden Worlds with an exclamation mark. Let's go there. On a wing and prayer. And the Federation Cruiser slot A unlocked. Okay, nice. You've entered hyperspeed, not to be confused with the thing. Yes, do something. We're gonna do the fuel conserver, get more fuel, and we're gonna go into the Orchid Garden Worlds. Garden Worlds are the center of Orchid space and is home to Rutlock et, the Grand Orchid Gardens, where the orchid ships and weapons are grown. You have discovered the Orchid Garden Worlds, the home of the shy but usually friendly race of plants. Though they're highly protective of this sector and the massive plants from which they grow their signature kernel weapons from, they're not likely to be unfriendly to a Federation ship such as yourself. Some floral music. An Orchid Chieftain hails you, struggling to speak in your language. You are the Federation. I wondered if come here you would. Welcome here. Good thing these plants are so friendly. We're gonna request some support. We have an Orchid crew member. So they are willing to give us some. Awesome. Wonder if they have a store around. And we are gonna have to try and find Rutlock. Rutlock? I don't know how to pronounce it. Giant Orchid Station is located at the beacon. It's marked as an augmented botanical gallery on your star map. I'm gonna visit the station. The atmosphere of tranquility with a small touch of curiosity fills the main hall. There are all kinds of strange exhibits in the gallery. You wonder which to visit. I want to go to the Maze Burst. The exhibit contains a giant sphere protected from all sides with reinforced metal coating. Giant trees are growing inside. You are a bit disappointed. Suddenly, a series of explosions rocks in the entire station wing. Trees are bursting, releasing giant kernels out. The protective sphere can barely stop the kernels from destroying the station. The service orchids offer a weapon created for firing kernels for free. Okay. Thanks. Kernel. Yeah, kernel weapons are OP. Let's see if we can find a second one. There's a Federation store. It's been long since we've seen a store. A large civilian market has been established in the system. Allied Federation ships patrol the area to make sure the rebels and pirates can't sneak in. That's a lot of pay. One jump cycle. And we're gonna perform a salvage mission. Kernel chain. Or charge kernel. Okay, pre-flak. Solane rose. More florals. Cloaking. Now we can actually buy cloaking. It's kind of essential. Don't want this. Oh, that's expensive. We're gonna sell that, I think. Okay. Yeah, we do want cloaking. Very powerful. Not sure if we want more florals though. I doubt it. We're just gonna get one of that and actually buy the other cloaking. And that. So now we have actually good cloaking. So we feel a lot safer now. Cloaking OP. Arrived at a seemingly ordinary beacon, but scans show a slip tunnel opening. Someone with an MV drive is jumping in nearby. A renegade approaches, demanding you give them tribute. Will you give in to their demands or fight your way through? This is a renegade. Which renegade is this? I have no idea, but they have a Lanius, a medic, sluggy thing. No, it's not a slug. What is that again? Guardian. Shell. A shell, yes. And they're sending over a boarding drone. 2 boarding drones. A normal one and an iron. They're all going to shields? No. 1 to shields. 1 to weapons. The weapons thing is going... Wait, what? Didn't they have 3 shields just now? Did they divert some power? Let's disable the drones. And their weapons. And then shoot the flak at that. Boom. The enemy hails you, speaking a mess of untranslated garble. Apologies, I forgot to turn my translator on again. The captain pauses. Ah, do not kill us, do not kill us. No. You were very rude. Ah, shit, I'm dead now. Well, he's dead now. See, does it now show up here? Mission report, renegade data. Well, that was a renegade cruiser, I guess it didn't count. Or something. Elnupnup, you need to be given some health too. There we go. Close all the doors, and on we go. Still looking for Tuk Luck. An Orcic ship behaves unusually aggressive. Scans show that it's captured by humans wearing a rebel uniform. Sneaky rebels. And mind control. Just yay. And they have a colonel. It's not good. Just gonna sneak past. It's gonna go over to here. Shoot at everything they have. I guess like that. Ooh, that burst laser is painful. Shoot. And that and that. No, I don't want your pesky. Okay, let's shoot at their mind control, because that's actually just extremely annoying. Boom, boom. There we go, we got him. Okay. Well, apparently we don't need anything in O2, but I'm just gonna leave it in there, just in case. A distress signal is coming from an Orchid ship, drifting far away from common interstellar routes. Try to communicate, but there's no answer. Do I want to board it? Sure. After a while, your crew falls into an uncontrollable rage. They are returned back to the ship as soon as possible, but one of the crew members was affected so strongly that they went mad upon coming back to the ship. Let's calm down. Okay. Thank God. Nobody was killed. That would be bad. Would be very, very bad. And we're gonna go over here to see if we can find Tukmak, whatever, I can't remember. Engage the pirate alone. Okay, they're on the doors. And they have scary things. Scary beam. Oh, no, not that. This. And then we shoot that. And then we shoot that. Oh no, not the doors. What will we do without doors? Ooh, a flak gun. Ugh. Not great. Is it over there? Really? It's nowhere here. It's either over there or... I'm gonna go here. I need to find that place. Protect the orchids. They're our friends. The Lanius are bad people. They're gonna send 2 over. Oh no. And I can't do anything to flush them out. Because they're Lanius. Shoot the Pierce. That was barely. Well, these Lanius are staying on a ship, whether we want it or not. It's kind of hard to fight this. They're dying from suffocation as well. Need the orchid in there. Oh, an elite Colonel Mark II. Holy damn. Okay, he did that on that room, that's fine. Okay, that was a tough battle because the Lanius are very scary invaders. You can't do much against their oxygen sucking mechanics. Okay, I think we're all set up. It's not, so it's probably over there, so let's go to this store. See if we can patch ourselves up a little bit, because we're gonna be down. Contact them. Yep. Leader, I broke my promise of silence, but this is the most important. The guards of the attack are under siege by pirates. You must assist. Yes, we will aid you. And you gave us some guy. I don't want the flak. This is a very OP module. Kernel. I see they haven't really nerfed it. I will probably use that along with this and maybe this. You can just change your whole thing. 1 power, 2 power, 2 power. Yeah, we could just... We don't even need to pre-iron anymore. We could just do it with and flak probably, or the pierce. Charge kernel. I'm gonna get kernel 2 and sell the pre-iron. Swap out first of all. So don't want the burst anymore, that's for sure. Gonna have that. Don't want the pre-iron anymore, and oh, do we have enough power for this? No, we need 2 more power for this config. We can already get this. 2 more power. Expensive. Yeah, I don't think I'll do that. This is good. Lead kernel first. That. And then we could upgrade it once to get the pierce working, but does have a lot of breach chance, which is very nice. Pre-iron is just completely useless to us now. I think the burst is too. Although the burst can be quite nice if we've taken down their shields, but if we get another shield missile thing, we don't really have to care about their shields at all. Kind of hard to choose. I think I might sell both and then still try to go for the max weapon upgrade. The iron flak, but that's for later. First we upgrade the weapons for explosive replicator. Gonna save a lot. And the defense scramblers. So now the drones for the enemy can't stop this. So we should be quite good. And we need to fix our ship a little bit. Not fully, no need to do that. Our attack is over there. 1, 2, 3. Oh god. Yeah, we're just gonna go to the gardens. Apparently we first have to get a quest in the system. Man-eating weeds are no... no. That is scary. Okay, we're now at the Retuklak, I think, the Orchid Gardens. Overcast, and we have to save him. The Orchid Cruiser is... Okay. Fly around until you find the center of chaos. Massive plants burn while an Orchid Cruiser fires on its own people. The chieftains in charge of the gardens hail you. Your help, yes, please save us. The pirates captured our strongest cruiser and destroyed our fleet. We're helpless. If the gardens burn down, our entire species is doomed. Then to defend the orchids. You question the orchids' decision to base their species survival on a single location, but you intend to protect them as best as possible. Take note of the importance of the cruiser. The orchids will likely be thankful and reward you either way. Perhaps they would appreciate it even more if you left their ship unharmed. Well, I don't think that's gonna happen. And this is a captain, right? Chieftain. Yeah. Cannot suffocate. Takes 3 times fire from fire damage. They don't have any boarding, so we're just gonna do this, turn that off, turn that bay up to max. Now we're gonna see how good these are actually. Oh, you think this game sucks? Totally search. Huh. I quite like it. Oh. Distracted me in a game that I can pause. Oh well. They have an elite chain kernel, I think that is. Just gonna fire everything on their guns, and then they can't fire back at us anymore. And there's a lot of breaches. Yeah, they did bust a hole in her ship, but we have the Flora Chieftain and the normal Orchid Floral, which provide us with a buttload of oxygen. So it's not really that big of a problem. And they've also got 4 holes in their ship. Which is kind of a problem for them. Well, they're stunned. We are gonna tear through missiles this quickly though. But we kill it anyway. The mighty Orchid cruiser falls, exploding into pieces, while the massive plants nearby burn. A good portion of the forest has survived. You scrap the ship. And we get the elite charge kernel as a gift from killing the cruiser. And our notoriety has decreased, because we did a good deed. Let's fix this up real quick. Do we have enough for upgrading this? We need 210 and a little bit more power. Well, the power we have already, it's just sitting in our med bay at the moment. But if we get 210, we can use the iron flak. But we did not get the kernel replicator augment, which would have made this even more overpowered. And higher chance to ignore ammo cost. That's very nice. Let's replace this one for now. I could probably also put this in here for now, because might as well. And take 1 power out of there. Now we've got a full kernel set up. I don't know how long we're gonna last with this number of missiles. We're still in sector 5, and now we're gonna have to take 2 jumps through rebels. They have an ASB, and they're gonna send over a bunch of human soldiers. 2 of them. Close the doors. Where are they going? To our doorman. Is this guy not good at fighting? He is good at fighting, yes. Send him over there. If the ASB starts firing, we just evade it. And they're sending over more people. Don't want to use any missiles on this because we're only getting 1 fuel from this if we kill it. Just have to deal with the incredibly annoying amount of borders that are gonna come our way. So now we're gonna evade the ASB. Miss. That guy is almost dying. You need your pilot. Gotta sub him in. He's just gonna stun the room, which is slightly annoying. Gotta make sure to, well, we don't need this power in the weapons at the moment. And we can jump away. We're probably gonna fight another ship with borders, so let's see if we can hold off as long as possible fighting these. And the answer is not very long, because they're very skilled borders. Okay, these guys aren't gonna send any borders, but they do have a cloak, which is fine. Ours is still recharging, but should be up before the ASB has time to lock on us again. Please don't stun this room before you heal up. Awesome. Let's put these in the side room, put these in here. Heal up real quick, and ASB has a target lock. Just gonna cloak that, and hopefully walk out of here alive to the next sector. Yes, you cloak, very useful, because we're shooting at you like that. Okay, next sector it is, the guild territory. I don't remember what this exactly is. I think it's people trying to scam me with some kind of guild currency or something. We're gonna conserve some fuel and proceed to the guild territory. The sector is the home, hunting grounds and gathering spot of the EHG. Though the EHG is part of the kleptocracy still, they hold a large amount of territory. Fortunately, now that you're here, you'll likely end up on their list of prized hunts until you can escape. Yeah, so I've not run into this before. High value bounty being solicited for an entity known as the Salt Man. See if we can extract some salt. Oh. Looks quite cool. Your arrival in the guild territory has been all but a few minutes past, but you're already on edge. The EHG isn't inherently hostile to the Federation, but your ship would make a fine addition to their hangar's collection. All the same, you might be able to make some friends here as well. Instead of the usual guard ship you might expect in most sectors, a well-lit hunting lodge awaits visitors here. Weren't we gonna be added to collections? They have some kind of chain weapon here. And I think that's an iron. Wonder what happens if we go aboard. Step into the lodge and are greeted by a pleasant aroma of exotic spices, most of which are legal to own in the Federation territory. There's a pleasant chatter from the guests all around, and while most are slugs, there's several other races here too. The crowd doesn't seem to notice or care that you're there, which is a good sign. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's gonna be added to something. See if anybody around the lodge has something to sell. Start a bar fight for the hell of it. not much reason to stick around. Well, we're gonna look for someone to sell something. You start to move around the lodge when you notice a familiar face in the crowd. Stranger, what are the odds? What are the odds indeed? Looking for something to buy? I can take you around my ship and show you what I've got. Well, Sylvan, out back, where he makes small talk on the way. You know, I was once a ranger amongst the guild. Then we got over this dispute with the fellow called the Sald Man. Last of his kind and a fearsome bounty hunter to boot. But the guild wants him dead. A terrible shame. Just couldn't bring myself to it, you know? Anyways, about that stuff. I want to know more about the Salt Man. Heh. Piqued your interest, eh? Have I? Fascinating fellow he was, and perhaps the only reason I left the clan and became a merchant instead. You could certainly call us friends, but I haven't spoken to him in years. Truth be told, stranger, I came here to find him again. I think you could do me a favor, stranger, and stop by these coordinates, would you? I've heard that's where he's holding out currently. Once you're there, make sure he ain't dead, alright? Put in a good word for me. I would really appreciate it, stranger. Why'd you do it yourself? Ah, well, I've been very busy slug, stranger. You know that how it is, traveling realities fast and all that jazz. It's all just a little bit a check in anyways. You know, it's not like he's in any danger. I just want to make sure he's okay. He's going to be okay, of course. Someone doesn't sound too sure of himself, but says nothing more. Okay, sure. That's grand. You renegade so reliable. That's why I like you, stranger. Now, how do you feel about a little trade? I'm gonna trade with him. Normally sell guns, but I've quite a stock of drones lately. Maybe you could use one. Maybe we could use a drone. We were 69 for drone control, and we get a free amphi drone. It's an amphi drone. Amphi drone. A special toggle drone that can switch between combat and defense modes. Drone speed 14. That's not exactly fast. Ooh, defense 3 and a managed drone. Combat true drone. Might want the drone control. I'll take a drone control for now. With a free amphi drone. Amphi 1 drone, I guess. Alright. So we're gonna go over there. First to the distress. How many hours of multiverse did you have before resetting your save profile? I have no clue, not a lot. I did not have a lot of stuff unlocked, but just gonna enjoy exploring multiverse. I have about 150 in FTL though, so know how most of it works, I think. Just not everything about multiverse. It's pretty expansive from what I found playing around with it before. Distress signal appears to be coming from a clansman ship being pursued by a Duskbringer. You promptly hailed. You want help. And he uses explosion tech on live captives. I don't like the Duskbringers, so we're gonna help the clansman, even though he did something nefarious. And they're sending things over, and oh, these are the people that can teleport on their own ship, I think. So that's, there they are. I don't want to send this guy in because he's just gonna stun everyone the whole time. Don't really need the oxygen. And Just gonna let the kernel charge up. And they missed with that. It's a missile incoming, we're just gonna evade that. And then Zoltan shield's kind of annoying, to be fair. And apparently that misses. Very nice. And I think they're teleporting on their own ship. It's hard to tell. And they are putting stuff on our ship again. And I would really like them to stop doing that. And we have killed them. Scrap the ship first, and then they come contact us, giving us some scrap. Very nice. Heal up a little bit, and then we can continue. Not really interested in the store right now. No, we could find some better drones. It seems you found another lodge. Oddly enough, it seems to have been repurposed as a tourist location. A Clansman Ranger is leaning against the wall, talking to a small gathering of Zoltan officials who leave you shortly after you enter. Imagine being such a stick in the mud, those Zoltan who came here to ask if I have a permit to run this store. Whose sector do they think this is anyway? They won't even buy anything. He's selling plushies? What? What? Okay, I want a spider plushie. Giant alien spider. A gas. Yeah. Probably my first profit in well ever. Sure, we'll buy the rest of them. Oh, and then he comes with us. You either really like my plushies or you're one hell of a philanthropist. I'll tell you what, since my business here ain't going too well, I think I'll stick with you for a while. Wow. I think that's a special NPC. What is that? Oh, he's an elite clansman. Slug ranger. Anti-bio rifle. Ooh. Okay, he's a good anti-border. But kind of slow. Guess he's a slug. Of course. It's a cheap crew member. Gonna take the scenic route. You've seen a lot of things in your travels, but you don't think you've seen the waste of half a mantis fleet lying before a guild megastructure. Massive mechanic arm appears to be collecting the wrecks one by one and moving them towards a small docking bay. Pilot towards the structure and enter through a hangar door, where you're greeted by a clansman. Oh God, you aren't here to shut us down, are you? Oh, thank God. Come to watch my operation. This here is a pheromone extraction plant. The pheromone business is booming, and we want to get a firm grip on it before the free mantis bastards monopolize the whole thing. Ah, yes. Oh. So, movement speed and max health through the life support system. Where did all the mantis come from? The ghosts? Yeah, that sounds believable. The mantis store. Definitely real. I can give you the coordinates. Sure. Okay, so... there an asteroid field? Oh no. Don't know if we're gonna fight the... What is he called? The Salt Man again? Yeah, I think he's called the Salt Man. Not sure if I want to fight him in Astro Belt, but we don't have much of a choice. Through a clearing in the nebula, you find, of all things, a massive crystallized asteroid, but nothing of the Salt Man you're looking for. Still, this is where Sylvan said he must be. You approach the asteroid, marveling at the sheer size of it. It's almost as large as your ship. That's when you come to a realization that it is a ship. It remains motionless as you approach, and you suspect it might be empty. A sodium cruiser. Do we want to send some crew aboard? We're probably gonna lose somewhat here. It seems like your previous asteroid theory, the empty ship theory, is also true. A skeleton crew of various races rises to meet you. Crap, looks like one of the guild's bounty hunters found us while the boss is out. Rally up, man, we'll put these mercs in their place. You can probably get out of this without killing them, but you doubt they will be willing to talk until you rough up their hull a bit. And they send everyone aboard. One rockman a shell. Does that do again? Oh yes, he combusts finally. Awesome. And I have no idea what those weapons do, so that's... Hope we don't get massacred. And let's evade that, which is, I think, just a bunch of missiles. So, well, their weapons aren't working anymore, but they have not been sufficiently roughed up yet. We need to also turn on this. Oh, well, shield needs to be repaired, but we'll really do that later. They're really... Okay, they're not dying very fast. Let's open everything up because we have florals. Florals are good. Let's send everyone to heal here. I'd really like them not to send anyone over anymore, so let's disable that. Damn you all to hell. You rotten mold spores, what it'll take to ward you off. The boss ain't here, I said. There's no reason to kill us. The guild doesn't give two damns about us. He did call us a mold spore. But we didn't come here to kill you. Sylvan. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Who's your boss? We were running a mission to take out one of the guild's less hospitable dissection centers when the boss ran into some trouble. He got captured and is held there currently, but he escaped. His last orders were for us to stay here in the ship and hide. There's no condition for a jailbreak, especially not after this little brawl. You might be able to just be the renegade for the job, especially with Sylvan on your side. Sylvan isn't coming. I guess you're good enough. Here's the cords. Good luck. Try not to die. Another quest. Oh. Fix that up real quick. Go. Close all the doors again. Take that out. And jump to next quest, which I kind of forgot which that was again. Ah yes, the Mantis shop, which seems to be missing a wing. Even though it's more likely that clansman was lying, you still take a trip to the coordinates he specified. Fascinatingly, you see a junkyard of Mantis ships with ghost-populated Mantis ship guarding it. Is this the Mantis store? A few silence moments later, the curses of a ghost dialect appear. Yes, and welcome. We sell used mantis ships. Our stock is greatly diminished after a large shipment was ordered by the members of a renowned guild. What the hell? 500 for buying a mantis ship? But there is surely a pleasant model still available. I suppose if you get this event, you need 500 scrap, and then you unlock a ship of some kind. But, well, I ain't got that scrap, so we're just gonna fight the ghost. Maybe they'll give us the ship. I'm gonna send over a ghost. Two ghosts. In the med bay, which is perfect. Boom, boom. Yeah, we do need to do something about this situation with their missiles. We're kind of going through them quite quickly. Ghosts are gone, but the shipyard still appears to have many ghosts wandering about. Do you risk salvaging some supplies? Yes. And we have a team of ghosts to avenge their fallen friends. Well, where are they going? Medbay, please? No, of course not. Why would they go to the medbay? What are these guys gonna do? Fire. Oh no. Can we kill them before they set off any fires? Yes, apparently we can. Oh, that's good. No fires. A little bit more for Shield 4. And we have the other quest here, the jailbreak. Not entirely satisfied with the missile situation. We're almost done with the sector, kind of. Probably already take the final ship. Big boss. You find yourself in yet another clearing and see a massive bay. Very pleasant looking, and you aren't sure where the clansman could possibly be keeping something as sinister as a dissection center. Till you look towards the sky, which I'm not sure what that is supposed to look like, but it's massive. Indeed, the facility is so massive, it blocks out nearly all of the perceivable sky. Yet the market down below bustles with life as if there wasn't just a massive foreboding facility floating above them. Let's just fly up. Turns out, many things. Soon as you pass by the barrier to the dissection center hangar, a massive anti-ship cannon on the interior swivels to face your ship. And several clansmen start shouting at you. The hell are you doing, you git? You got a license to be in here? We do have a clansman, so let's just pretend we do. Clansman crew flashes a smile and pulls out his membership card. It always pays to have connections in the right places, or the wrong place. And then we get a massive amount of text. You finally made your way to the prison hold, labeled Exotic Creature Containment. You shoot a couple of guards on the way, picking up a key card from one of them, which you can use to unlock the Salt Man's cell. You find a massive grey creature leaning against the wall as if waiting for you. I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say you aren't with the guild, considering that green ooze all over your chest seems like it belongs to someone else. He sticks out his massive hand. Name's Oben, though most just call me Salt Man. Take the view in while you can. I'm not a sight you see often. You'd be right. Sylvan sent us to find you. Did I hear you correctly, Sylvan? As in the Sylvan? The traveling merchant? That's the one. The Saltman seems to have an air of both excitement and reservation. My dearest, is he here? No, he's not here. Of course not. I mean, figures what several years of fighting side by side, friends and more, hiding amongst a bunch of lizards and seeing the galaxy. All's well until you want to embark on a quest to find the rest of your species. And suddenly it's time for a breakup. That little slimeball's too much of a coward to leave behind his comfy little life selling weapons to murder hobos. So of course he can't even show his face to me for the last 6 years. He's telling his whole life story, well, we still have to get him out of the cell. Did you happen to meet my crew? Considering my cowardly ex couldn't be bothered to find me, I doubt he knew where I was, so you must have scored from somewhere. You inform Obin you have in fact met his crew. Great. At least I can count on them not to leave me behind. Alright, let's get out of here quick. You broke your way in quite fine, but I doubt the guild's going to let us waltz out either. Obin follows you through the corridors of the facility, where you make your way back to the hangar where your ship is held. You hurry back and take off from the massive facility, and we meet a Kransman cruiser. Ah, there you are, you little fecal droppings. Stealing from the guild only ends you up in one spot, a shallow grave. Okay, Obin didn't just get voided. That's good. And some slug rangers. Scary. Bunch of flak weapons. And some kind of beam, I think. And we're just gonna see if we can evade all of that. Open that. Shoot that. And that. Okay, we killed most of it, just not the flak. Flak's gonna hurt. We should put in engines. Okay. It's getting there. Just one flak gun, not too concerned about it, just don't want them cloning each other. We're not losing as many missiles as I thought we would. Heal up. The breach sealant is quite painful. But we got him. Guild cruiser is dead. Taking out the Klansman cruiser, but you hardly have time to celebrate. Another cruiser jumps in nearby, followed by another, and then another, and an even larger fleet of Klansmen even behind them. There's no way you can take all of these out. As more ships approach, underneath the shadow of the massive dissection center, it becomes apparent this is the end. The EHG has had enough of your messing around in our sector. You renegades hold no regard for the sanctity of the kleptocracy. Its control over these nebulas or our right to exploit the resources within them. Surrender the Salt Man or be annihilated. I kind of have a feeling that Sylvan is gonna show up if I pick this. Oi mate, you don't have to be rude anyways, you've made your choice. Time to suffer the consequence. The Klansman doesn't get a chance to finish his sentence when a salvo of lasers takes out his shields, then engines, causing him to spiral into a nearby ship and crash into the market below. In a fiery ball of destruction, from the sky descends Sylvan's ship, followed by the Saltman's own cruiser. Firing away into the fleet. Crap, 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 it's him. Run. Okay, they're very scared of Sylvan apparently. The Klansmen scatter. You knew Sylvan had a particularly well-armed ship, but you didn't think he was strong enough to scare away an entire fleet. Evidently, his departure from the guild left quite the impression. You watch as Sylvan and the salt cruiser land in front of you. I hope I'm not too late, stranger. Sylvan laughs nervously and then faces Obin. But before he can speak, he's cut off. If you dare address me as stranger, I'll crack open your skull. I wouldn't dream of it, Oben. It's been a long time. How's life? Oh my god, there's so much text. Just keeps going. Okay. As you know, just wandering this scum-infested sector and being held captive in labs where they mutilate people for the fun of it. Oben pauses. 6 years, and you ask me how's life? Sylvan laughs nervously. I think they call that taxidermy. I did always find it distasteful. Sylvan pauses. I'm sorry, Oben. Leaving. I didn't think I could bear to see you again after so much time. But when I heard you might be in trouble, I came. But I was still too much of a coward, so I sent these friends of mine instead. Well, we could skip the text or have even more text, but I kind of am interested in the story now. We're too deep in. Oben sigh, it's hard to be mad at you, but you have a lot of making up to do. In the end, you did come. And that's worth something, I guess. We can talk the rest out later. Now, come here. To lean in for a hug, though Sylvan keeps enough distance away from their bodies to prevent his flesh from being singed from Oben's salty exterior. This is quite the ironic relationship, you realize. Ooh, sodium cruiser slot A unlocked. Okay. Sylvan, with the help of Oben and his crew, carry over a large crate of scrap. Oben transfers over some blueprints for his vessel as well to you. Figuring the Federation might have some use for them, Sylvan heads back to his ship. But Oben stands between the three ships with a look of indecision on his face. Sylvan turns to look at him, but Oben shakes his head. I can't go with you, old friend. Well, you know how it went. I can forgive you, but I can't forget. You're a merchant and I'm a bounty hunter in this climate. I guess they're sort of the same thing, but there's a difference somewhere. And I still haven't given up on my quest. There's more of my people out there, I'm sure of it. Still remember the day I fled my colony. Well, I have to keep looking. I can't just give up. You could come with us, be a hero, and then continue your quest after. A hero of the Federation? You know how to win me over. I've tried being a bounty hunter, but things obviously didn't work well for me. And the life of a merchant isn't for me. I'm sure we'll see each other again, Sylvan. As for you, Pepper, Oben turns to face his rockman you spoke with earlier. Trusting you with my ship. Take good care of it. Oben turns to you. Now, shall we go? I see adventure on the horizon. Who knows, maybe on the way. I'll find a clue. Only way to go is to stay hopeful. With that, he salutes Sylvan and the two depart. The brink of extinction character recruited. Who do we want to get rid of? Probably this guy. I think the most useless. Well, this guy is also slightly annoying because we're not gonna sabotage any systems. So yeah, I'll probably do away with the Wraith. We're gonna have to dismiss him. He is now voided. To space, which is very mean for him serving on our ship for a while. But apparently that's how we do things. So, let's see, what is this character? The last of his kind, the Salt Man roams the galaxy collecting bounties and pissing off clansmen. It's an active ability of damaging all nearby crew. Enemy crew lose 4 HP a second and allied crew lose 2 HP a second. And slugs of all kinds lose a bonus 4 HP a second. Oben himself is immune. Decreases the healing speed of all other crew in the room by 33%. Max health is increased to 250 and he's very slow. And he's very slow at suffocating. Oh, he's a good room doorman, I think. Let's get better shields. Don't need that. Just open all the doors for now. When we get bored, close them. We can do quite a lot of jumps still. I don't really want to go there though. I might skip some of the jumps in the system, because then we save some missiles. You're unsure from where, but you're receiving a hail from a guild ranger. Up for a bit of work. Some ghost stole my ship. I intend to get it back through any methods I can, and you look like a damn, well, efficient one. Good, good, just please don't destroy it. Sir, I've only got current weapons. And this is also kind of annoying. It's healing everything but that. What is he teleporting in? A mare. Can we put that in there? Yeah, okay. Wow, that is some big weapons. We're gonna have to put this guy. Okay. Put him there. Okay, there we go. And now we try killing that, do that, and also kill the... There's a bomb, where is it exploding over there? Breach bomb. That's fine. Not too concerned about the breach bomb. And apparently we still have not lost a single missile. That's also a breach bomb. Okay. We lost one missile there. The clan ship has been destroyed, much to the avail of the clansmen who hired you. No, my beautiful ship, what have you done this? Made it so clear. We're gonna just rub it in his face and describe a ship. Oh, he has multiple friends. Okay. Put that guy in there. We're gonna make him activate his salt. These are slugs, so they're taking so much damage per second now. This guy's very efficient at salt mining, whatever it is he does. Also, we have to open every door. Get some oxygen now. And then heal up a bit. And then we're gonna continue in the sector. Heal up a little bit more. Let's change music. Oh, maybe later. Turn them to their stations. Put more in the engine. And go around this way. There are a number of small stations for travelers in the area, lit up by guiding lights and advertisements. Only slug ships are docked, so you decide it's better to avoid a confrontation and steer clear. We can do the salvage mission here. Oh, nice, some fuel. Might want some... Oh, slug store. We're gonna just go here like this. Nearby system holds suzerain muttering to himself as they fly through the nebula. They don't seem to care much about your presence here. Just hail them. Don't bother me. Guild stealing all of killed what happened to time when Hive most feared and claimed all prey. Base now clan territory, disgusting. Isn't this a nebula though? Haha, stupid Federation captain thinking all Nebula Sector wants Nebula Sector. Haven't ever heard of Coalition Seala forming tech? Guild trading with Coalition, buying many Seala formers to make this sector. No, never heard of that. Of course, not having met one. Secret coalition tech, not for Federation knowing. Wait, oh, I make an oopsie. Cannot let anyone know I told you this. Very good oopsie. Oh, he's sending a suzerain. He has activated his active ability, which is kind of scary, but he's gonna die quite quickly. Very smart man. Oh, where's the button? Here. Apparently this guy is not saved over there. But he's gonna die just being there. It's very smart of him. Let's put this guy back over there, save his position. And we killed the suzerain ship. There we go. And we got a stun bomb out of his cargo. Nice. Let's go to the slug store. Maybe we can sell that stun bomb we just got. Slug transport ship is stationed near the beacon with a military escort ship. They message you, we have been waiting for a customer for ages. Care to see our wares? Yes. Before we get ahead of ourselves, I need to explain some ground rules of our transaction. These are dangerous times, yes? First, we accept no trades, coupons or refunds. Purchases are final. Understand? Our slug senses someone aboard the ship. Investigate it. It looks like the merchant was trying to stall you while someone teleported on board. You catch him before he could finish and he teleports away. Expect a battle, but the merchant seems frightened more than anything. I wasn't doing anything. I was bringing you a gift. Yes, please don't kill me. Who's going to hoard my money otherwise? And he gives him some stuff. Okay. Sell the stun bomb. And does he have any drones? Well, this might actually be good. Recycler module. Could just buy the 3 missiles that are here. Don't really have more room for those things. Can still keep that. And can we maybe upgrade something? An iron field, perhaps. Yep. Long range jump. We can already do that due to our augment. Cloaking, level 3 cloaking. Shadowy weaponry. Not compatible with cloaking 3 and above. There. Might do that later. Extinguisher would be quite nice. Hard light bypass. It's nothing for us. Drone booster is quite good, but it's only for crew drones. Medbot dispersal is also quite nice. Might do that later, depending on how good we are with credits, or the scrap, sorry. This long-range beacon is almost hidden within the nebula. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. Explore. Chance of turning up something large on the nearby lava planet. It's Dynasty Class F Dreadnought. I'm just gonna scrap a little bit. A little bit. Theocracy Home Worlds or the CVSA. Do you know that looks better? CVS. I don't know. Do something, we conserve some fuel, and apparently this is an error sector. Data entries for this sector are corrupted. Recovery attempts failed. This appears to be an ordinary civilian sector, but something has gone wrong with the entrance beacon. Your computer is overloaded by strange signals and garbled static. You can occasionally be heard from your radio system. Shady, there's no militia guard protecting this beacon. Instead, a civilian outpost in the distance hails you. Yes, hello. We are requesting that you pay the mandatory fee for entry, please. Your slug senses distress among the civilians. He advises we arm the weapons. Noticing your silence, an impatient hacker ship uncloaks nearby. Damn you, traitor slug! One of a kind, working on a Federation vessel. Heresy. Well, yeah. By the way you talked, it was kind of obvious that you were slug, sir. Hacking for... okay, that's actually quite painful. Beam drone, two beam weapons, and that's some kind of bomb, I think. Yeah. Breach bomb. Okay. Not too exciting. They have a what drone? Defense drone. But they're scrambled. Okay. Yes, you're scrambled, Mr. Drone. Just gonna let the more efficient ones shoot there. And the civilian outpost hails you again. Thank you for saving us. The hackers swarmed this sector. They shut off all our communications, killed our entire fleet of militiamen. They've been keeping us as slaves, using the sector as their base of operations. Now that we're free, there's no better opportunity for me to escape and hitch a ride in a ship. And he's also a slug, good at shields. I don't really want another slug, even though 30% faster recharge is very good. Not sure I could pass that up. This is a separatist NG. Yeah, we're gonna just swap him out for slug. It's better at his job. Sorry. I got voided for his services. Yes. The corrupted thing. Let's do the engine 2 more times. Go. 45% evasion. Pretty good. The source of the distress beacon appears not to be a ship, but a large factory. Can't see anything noticeably wrong, but it is definitely the right location. Okay. Approach the factory. Upon further inspection, it is clear something is very, very wrong. A fire has broken out in the factory, and your ship's computers are being overloaded with signals as thousands of distress beacons are activated at once. Is this a distress beacon factory? Try to rescue the workers. Okay, that was not great. Apparently, it's very bad for your ship to stay near a distress beacon factory. And we're gonna go to the error thing. The source of the strange garbled beacon here appears to be a hacker broadcasting station. This must be one of the stations jamming the radio. Raise your weapons and engage the broadcast station. You notice your systems fluctuating. They must have multiple combat augments aboard jamming you. So they jammed their engines. Which is fine. They've got mind control. Cloak. They hacked our oxygen, which does not matter because we don't use it. That's ironic. I need to take this guy out in a second. Okay, he stopped. Good. What's up with him? What's he taking damage from? Weird. Healing. I'm not sure why. Let us fire on that thing and his cloak. It's good. Yeah, stop mind controlling my people, I don't like it. There you go. You're about to leave when you notice a small platform and a cache nearby the wreck of the broadcast station. And we get a fire iron blast. Oh, a nice loot box. It's convenient. What is the fire iron blast? Oh. Okay, so it does so if you hit the shield with this, it has a 100% fire chance on the shield room. That's kind of good. Let's see if we can find all the hacker station. I think there's multiple. And there's some floral pirates. With more mind control. Everybody here loves their mind control. Gonna send in the floral. Just don't kill my thing. They want to surrender already. No. I'm not gonna let you surrender. Just don't mind control someone from our ship and get away with it. Grab the remains, which gave some missiles, which is actually better for us. A civilian store. I'm gonna go down first, see if there's any more hacker beacons. An especially aggressive slaver ship approaches you. Hand over one of the crew members and the rest you can go free. Let's threaten them. Sorry to bother you. Okay, well, no problem. Just continue. Here appears to be no store after all. A hacker ship here hails you. Haha, you absolute fool. You nincompoop. You fell for my trap. Prepare to die. Oh my god, all these hackers. An extreme nuisance. There we go. That is one scary ass beam, I gotta tell you. No more. Oh, they have breach sealant? Of course they do. No, I do not want your surrender. You'll die. Today. More missiles, yes. And you guys need to heal up. Okay. Another hacking beacon. The other one's probably down here, but we're gonna go up here first. The source of the strange garbled beacon here appears to be a hacker broadcasting station. This must be one of the stations jamming the radio. Gonna... of course, another mind control, and they're sending over another hacker drone on the shields. That's fine. Let's put some on there and on the cloaking. Good thing we don't care about the shield. We need these to heal up. Nice evasion. And we got another cache. Not with a weapon this time. The stress beacon here appears to originate from a militia ship, currently fleeing from a hacker vessel. Rescue him! Yeah, we need the militia. And hackers. Oh no, not the hacking of the cloaking that I was gonna use right away anyway. Don't do that. That's quite satisfying. And Gracie, a militia man. That's just a mere human. Sorry, Gracie. You are now gone forever. It's a big rip to Gracie over there. Can we install some stuff? Onboard tech. Yeah, we could upgrade cloaking again, but maybe we'll come across an interesting store. It's kind of what I'm hoping for. Maybe Sylvan has something for us in the Sector 8. Let's go down. See if we can find the last hacker beacon, maybe? You notice a change in the air, almost as if it's getting thinner. You check the computer to see your life support has been disabled. A hacker ship hails you. What an unfortunate thing to happen to a ship like yours. If you have some scrap, perhaps we could solve this little breathing problem of yours. We're not giving up anything. We don't need the oxygen system. What do you think? No, I didn't put it on the oxygen system. That would have been golden. Okay, that's gonna hurt that room a bit. Let's put it on there. They don't have mind control, which is nice for once. But I still don't like the hacking part. And I should surrender? No, you don't have any missiles in your surrender plea. Die. Oh, didn't give any missiles. Lucky. Let them heal up. Turn everybody to their positions. And then we can continue down. See if we can find this beacon. Ah, ship. I didn't think anyone would ever find us. A battalion of hackers moved through here and ransacked our station. We're out of supplies and we can't do business without them. Would you be willing to sell us some? We don't have scrap, but we can offer payment in other ways. I'm gonna give them fuel. Thank you. I'll make sure to hide these better in case we're raided again. Now how we may help you. I would actually like to delay the fleet here, because then we can do this and not give a crap. 1, 2, 3, 4 should be good. Slip tunnel. Ooh, a very big renegade cruiser. From out of the tunnel comes a massive cruiser vessel of orchid design. The ship here seems to bear an unusual resemblance to an earth fruit known as the strawberry, though that's probably a coincidence. No, we're not gonna pay any tribute. Don't know if you're aware, but we're kind of a big deal here. And I don't mean to be corny, but if you don't make like a tree and leaf, it's gonna be beat down time. Let us hope you have some aloe vera for those wounds after we crap, I'm out of puns. Man attack! Yeah. It's great puns. Puns. No borders? Okay. 2 kernel weapons, which are not gonna fire at the same time. This is a charge kernel, I think. I think it only has 2 charges. Right, let's fire on this, on this, on that, more on that. And we're gonna get doors and cockpits. Okay. Where's Johnson? Ah, yes, he's fixing the thing. Good. Well, rip you, renegade cruiser. You had a nice run. And we defeated Fresh Produce Renegade. You're also surprised to find a special weapon amongst the wreckage. You've never seen a weapon like this before, so you assume it's a custom model made by the renegades themselves. The strawberry gun. What hell is the strawberry gun? As it says on the tin. Pre-required power, 21 seconds on missile consumption, less. It's like kernel weapon, I suppose. Big breach chance, big stun chance, or, well, guaranteed. 2, 3, whoa. Holy. That is one powerful strawberry. Yeah, that will kill any crew in the room. Well, most of the crew in the room. Maybe we could put that for this kernel too. The elite charge kernel is quite good. Kernel Mark 1, not the best. Swap it out. We need 2 more weapon system, which we could do if we find a store of some kind like that. Okay, let's go here to the 3rd hacker beacon, I think. The source of the strange garbled beacon here appears to be a hacker broadcasting station. This must be one of the stations jamming the radio. That's the 3rd one we've come across. Which is also hacking our field and jamming our engines. Let's aim design as the other one. At least it has no evasion, I think. Yeah. Doesn't have a cloak, this one. Oh, we could just leave this on chain because it's actually very good. Not consuming ammo. I suppose. Boom, 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 and almost dead. Boom. You're about to leave when you notice a small platform and a cache. With one, you find an underwhelming. It appears you've taken out all the hacker broadcast stations in this sector. Yay! You're no longer restricted. Your radio suddenly gets a flood of alerts, including a high priority Federation distress signal. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're good. We can do all that. Do you want to upgrade something before we go in there? I'd like the strawberry gun, to be fair. Yeah, let's get the strawberry gun online. And as much power as we can. Strawberry instead of kernel 1. No, instead of the kernel 2. Dubious. Kind of like the faster charge time of this. So I think we'll stick with that. For now. We can also activate the drone at some point. Never offensively, probably. It's never gonna get through the shield. You've arrived at the location of the Federation distress call. Except there's no Federation ship here. Instead, there's a massive hacker cruiser waiting for you. You think you're clever? You even know how long it took to set up all those stations. Well, it doesn't matter now. This is what you get for crossing the hacker clan's path. Scary, 2 combat drones, black, 2 burst laser, 2 ones, I think Mark 1s, and a missile. And a hacker mod coming over on a cloak. Okay. I am not too concerned. Is that weird? I'm gonna destroy that. And then completely demolish the drones. And cloak up. Strawberry does a lot of damage. Oh, strawberry. Boom. Right as you finish off the hackers, a lifeboat attaches from the ship and spires out into space, only for you to scoop it up and bring it aboard. Inside you can see a surviving slug quivering in fear. Hacker cruiser saute. Ooh. You pry open the lifeboat and the slug slides out slowly. Hands in the air. Okay, I surrender. You fight well, too well. I give you anything and everything you want. Data, labor, scrap. All I ask is you not to kill me. And Slug Saboteur, elite slug crew. A slug trained in the art of sabotage, dangerous to encounter, but not a common sight. Inherited slug stats, telepathic powers, mind control immunity. There's an active ability that can cloak to avoid crew and focus on sabotaging systems with enhanced damage. So, well, okay. Moves slower but ignores doors when cloaked. Sabotage bonus is reduced for enemy crew present in the room. Sabotage system is 1.5 speed. Well, you are better. Sorry, Marcus, you did not stay with us very long. You're gonna be voided now. You are our Neil Shield person. What was your name? Kemi? Kemi. Welcome, Kemi. fighting against the rebels. The multiverse rebels. You arrive at the distress beacon near a small asteroid belt and find a ship with the pirate markers partially crushed between two large rocks. It must have been illegally mining the belt without proper equipment. Try to dislodge the ship by rooting at the rocks. Destroy and loot the ship. Who cares? They're just pirates. You don't care about pirates. We're not pirate. We arrive at the exit. And there's Anchor again. They can't allow us to leave. They don't have a cloak. Okay. Good. Should be easy. Time for this to completely destroy, yeah, that. You're gonna die. Spoilers. We're dead. And the exit beacon is cleared again for us to jump. Next sector. Node 17. Technophobia. Yeah, we don't use any drones. You've entered hyperspeed. Your journey to the next sector should hopefully remain uneventful. Dead space, as it's called. Yes, we're here. To conserve. Critically high. Kill the Federation. Finally, I arrived at Node 17, the Federation capital. You've heard the stories of this conflict back in Universe Zero, the reality where the multiverse tech was first discovered. Now, you're about to take part in it. Your actions here will either save us, or save or doom this galaxy. The Last Stand music. With a quick scan of your ID, you are allowed through the beacon without issue. Contact Federation demand. On the vid screen appears several Federation and NG officers as well as Admiral Tully in the center. So you're the multiverse ship I've heard about. You've come a long way. So I can only hope it's all been paid off. You're the Federation's last stand against the flagship. What will we do? I would like some repairs. There we go. We're gonna just run a salvage mission. I'm gonna go. I want to go to the merchant. The merchant is too far. I think. Let's go to repair and then the judges. The merchant may still be there. Okay, the judges. A strange visual approaches and your screens appear 3 aliens dressed in long robes and their faces covered with ornate masks. The first, the Sultan, speaks. Hello, we are the observers. Maybe long ago we have met, maybe not. You do not recall, but now we have returned. We seek knowledge. You seek. What do you seek? What we will find out, yes? Allow us to get introductions out of the way. I'm Thest, Judge of Diplomacy. I seek travelers who make it their passion to make peace with all species. Prove to me your dedication to building bridges, and I shall grant you great boons. Second judge, the Separatist, appears next. Hail, for I am Corby, Judge of Technology, Judge of Technology. Mission of Observation Summary. Analyze trends between travelers with advanced technology. Do you possess technology of the advanced form? Provide proof. Rewards await. The final judge, a rockman with the marks of the former Lust Sun Commando, speaks last. I'm Wake, son. Judge of the warfare. A military vessel such as yours would not befit to be seen without an arsenal fit for a king. Do not disappoint me, for great rewards await those worthy of my time. The 3 finished, each take a bow. Good, fantastic. We have reached a consensus. You are our latest subject. You bring us tribute. We will observe, impress he or she who you think best suits your purposes. Yes, the data will be invaluable. We understand at this time you are unprepared. Yes, as consolation we offer gift, monetary supplement. Share the desire to see you again. We will see you again. Now leave, your time will come again. Okay, it's because it's the first run, I think. Fires for flaming projectiles that have an increased chance to start a fire. Well, that's great. Very useful. This stage. Oh, Federation store. Go. Hello, Federation store. We're here to sell the fire iron and fire flak. We don't need a food conserver anymore. What do we want? Another Zoltan. Do crew teleporter. Not that we're gonna use it. Drone. I think I'm gonna sell the Colonel to... Yeah. And we're just gonna buy the 3 missiles and then... yes. Well, door system. If I really need to that, then... yeah, I mean he's gonna jump to that, so... slightly annoying because I can't reach the merchant this way. I'd like to go to Sylvan. Check the boss data. Aha. Cool. So we killed 4 bosses. Orchid Cruiser, Hacker Cruiser, and 2 in the guild territory. Renegade, the Gathering Cruiser, crew data. Oben is, as far as he knows, the last of his kind. After seeing his family massacred by the EHG, he's sworn to hunt down and kill every last clansman involved. In the meantime, though, he makes a pretty penny as a bounty hunter. He has a long and complicated past with Sylvan, from what you understand. But he doesn't talk about it much. It seems personal, so it's better not to ask too much. We didn't kill any transports. Could install an onboard lab, but I'm gonna uninstall the arm because we're not gonna use that. Don't need the rest. Onboard tech, probably. Let's do cloaking upgrading. I could do level 5 cloaking, but I don't think that's the best idea. Emancipation grills. Don't know if the flagship has ghosts. Medibot dispersal, sure. Safety blankets. No. Wait, what? Oh, that's quite strong actually. Engine no. Wait, does that... no, that's only FTL charge rate. The weapons, performance upgrade. Oh, that's... do the fire rate by 10. Overclocked achievement. Okay. Not gonna get any more. Onboard lab. Oh. Oh, but the level 2 med bay is free. Talk to our crew. Oh, we're gonna talk to Oben a bit. There comes a point in your life that you just have to wonder, for what reason am I still going? I just keep asking myself this when you're the last of anything. Hard to justify your own existence, and now the multiverse just seems to taunt me. Infinite Obens, technically not really the last, and yet we're all just the same person. Never once have we met a female Oben, or anything of a similar nature, and yet I go on. I haven't the slightest clue why, except for this feeling that I have to. That going on is what I must do. Okay. I'm surprised Solane or Katie don't have something to say. Check the onboard lab. No. How many slugs do we have? We have a very great, actually. Human. Nah, we're just not gonna do too much to that. We're gonna have these two heal up. Might as well upgrade this. Upgrade the med bay. Here we go, and I think we should go in for our last battle. If it is the last battle. The Rebel flagship. This is it, the Rebel flagship. If you are able to destroy this monstrosity, the Federation fleet will have a chance of surviving. There's no turning back. And they're gonna send over a lot of borders with this phase. Let's close this. We're gonna toggle this drone. The state of the drone. Current mode is defense. Let's leave it on defense. Summon it, which we have not done before. We should probably have upgraded. Did we max out our reactor? I don't remember actually. Well, I don't think we need a very long cloak. Anyway, okay, they can just stay there. It's fine. Okay, let's disable that, and that, and also that, and that. Okay, that's a slight problem. Good here. They're all suffocating over there. And the scary beam is not scary enough yet. That guy is just stupid. Seems we also don't really need to be in the... Okay, phase 1 complete. See, maybe we can make it to the merchant. And also, no, okay, we did max out our 1, 2. Then it's gonna be 3 consecutive turns in there. Damn it. Why you have to be there? I wanted to try and fight Sylvan. We have a great setup here. Even though we helped him earlier. I know it's not very nice. Just gonna chase the flagship. It's a massive drone surge 1. Where's it going, man? Stay. Ooh, it just stopped barely. Okay, good. We're gonna have to disable that hacking module. The drone surge thing. Power surge detected, eh? Oh, not too much you can do. Boom. Great. Just hit everything. It's almost it. What was that sound? Intruders? I don't see any intruders. Oh. They deployed a new bot. Apparently. We didn't even use the drone. More in the engine. You're not certain how it's able to keep fighting with the amount of damage that's sustained. Yeah, that's a good question. Let's put this to offense. So it can start damaging the sheep a little bit. Even that it's missing. I did not see that one coming. And then a bomb, which is not too concerning. We're gonna put it to defense now, I think. Possibly have it defend against the power surge. No, because we just shield us from it. Go. Shield the power surge. Then do that. Just kill the cloak, because it's actually rather annoying. And the strawberry. Should be the last phase here. Still, it has a lot of flak somehow. Federation victory. Normal. Achieved. Union cruiser slot A. And I think one other that I kind of missed there. Got a good high score. First run, not bad. And we completed some achievements there. Died 25 times. Good luck with that. Once more into the breach. Cool achievements. And we killed 1 out of 7, 21, 27 apparently. And also a bunch of loot of transports that I have not seen before. Okay, well. That was awesome. We now did that one ending. Embrace the ways of the monk aboard any layout of the MV Kestrel cruiser. Ways of the monk. Ancient secrets. Likely ally. Lay the harbinger of chaos. Now, so we've got access to the Federation cruiser. And there's no B versions of these. We have the Union Cruiser. We have unlocked this, the Sodium Cruiser, the Salt Man, which has Owen on it, Pepper, and Carl Carlson. So Crystal, Rockman, and a Salt Man, of course. He has the Salt Launcher. Fires 2 shield-piercing projectiles in a radius that apply heavy damage. Damage over time, okay, yeah. Salt plating. Wow. That's quite good. And the Hacker Cruiser. We also unlocked... Yep, the Hacker Cruiser, we unlocked 4 cruisers, this one. Very good. Well, that is it for now. It's been a while since I streamed, I quite enjoyed it. If you want to catch me on my next stream, doing some more FTL, see if I can progress a bit further through this massive list and this massive mod pack, which I think is quite fun, then make sure to follow. And then I'll see you next time. Have a good evening.